All right, let's bring in now Tannecia Stephenson. She's a climate science professor at the University of the West Indies. Thank you so much for joining us, Tannecia.
It's our pleasure. Thank you so much for having me.
Of course. So it's coming up on 11:30 p.m. where you are there in Kingston, Jamaica right now. I'm curious, what are the conditions where you are at this moment?
Well, right now we have no rainfall. I'm in Kingston, Jamaica. No rainfall, very little winds. And it's in contrast with earlier where we had some intermittent rainfall and we had stronger winds. We passed by the coast on my way to my parents, and the waves we saw large swells coming in. So that's how it was earlier. But right now we have quite a lull and it's quiet.
You shared with us that there's a high level of anxiety among many people there that you've seen and spoken to. Have you seen residents heed those warnings that we've been hearing for days now, for people to get ready that this was going to be likely a historic storm landfall?
Absolutely. What we have been seeing are a number of images of persons getting ready, fishers working together to bring boats in, farmers doing early harvesting and having to consider that this is as much as we can do right now, and we'll ride out thereafter. You see homes and persons taking initiatives to batten down homes, secure businesses. So persons are indeed taking the warning seriously, especially since last year we had a beryl that we encountered. A lot more activities are on the way to ensure that we're prepared.
Tannecia, do you see any possible vulnerabilities in Jamaica's infrastructure that could perhaps be the first to go, either during landfall or after? Basically, any areas that you're worried about and other people there in Jamaica?
Well, because we're coming out of some rainfall already, we anticipate that we're going to have quite a bit of landslides to deal with. As we look at some of the construction infrastructure that is in place right now, there have been appeals made by our government to construction areas to remove equipment, to remove gravel, for example, anything that will heighten our risks and the impacts to us. I think agriculture is an area of concern, and the impact it will have on our food security is one of those areas that we're watching very closely because we know it will have devastating impacts for us.
Were you in Jamaica when Hurricane Gilbert struck in 1988?
Yes, I remember Gilbert. I was in high school around that time.
So were there any lessons that perhaps were learned during that storm that are being put to use today?
Oh, absolutely. And even our later experience with beryl last year has left us with greater activities around preparedness. So right now we see the government of Jamaica having daily press briefings. And the government has been doing so over the last 5 days to manage the information, because they have been warning against some of the false information that the citizens have to contend with. So we're managing the narrative a lot better. We see greater coordination as well across agencies. And so in these briefings, we hear from our Ministry of Water, Environment and Climate Change. We hear from agencies, we hear from roadworks. We get a better sense of the coordination and the activities that are underway right now. We hear of water stations having backup power supply so that if we lose power or when we lose power, there are systems that will continue to operate. We hear of the contingencies that JPS has put in place, the Jamaica Public Service, our electricity provider, and how they have already made arrangements for linesmen to already be in the island to help support recovery. So there are a number of lessons that the country has taken to heart, the country has used to help us to plan for the storm that is approaching.
Oh, that is incredibly encouraging to hear, especially since there's a lot of uncertainty about what the next 24 hours and beyond may look like, especially for Jamaica. But we are certainly thinking about you. We're thinking about your parents and everybody else that's in Jamaica right now, preparing to hunker down. And we certainly wish you the best. We'll check back.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much.